Let's talk about B. Smith for a second, because she went from being a model to being a business mogul. She had a talk show, 3 restaurants, several cookbooks, and a home goods line.
Yeah, B. Smith lost a 7-year battle with Alzheimer's this weekend. So here to discuss her life and her legacy with us is the editor-at-large of Essence Magazine, Miss Mikki Taylor. So good morning to you.
Good morning.
And thank you for coming in this morning. This is a woman who broke so many barriers, right, along the way, along her journey to success. And you had a chance to interview her and talk to her many times, be in her presence. What stood out to you most?
Well, that warmth, that energetic personality, that smile that lit up a room. Barbara Smith was both model muse and friend to those of us at Essence. She appeared on the pages, on the covers many times, and she was just a standout. She really, really was from the beginning. And that's why we worked with her so much.
Because I think when a lot of people hear B. Smith, it resonates with them. But at the time, I mean, she was a barrier breaker, and she had so many credits to her name. So take us back to that.
So if you look at when she started out with Wilhelmina as a model, but that wasn't her sole destiny, if you will. Barbara really cared about people. She was always a lifestyle expert in my mind, because on shoot, she'd be talking about food and family and how to do this and how to live well. So it wasn't shocking to us that she would go on and open 3 restaurants, that she would author 3 cookbooks, have her own show where she basically invited people into her home and taught them what it meant to live well. She just was such a genuine and authentic person. You know, she was a hugger. She didn't give you that 30-second, hug that was like, this is what we do. She lingered there. She wanted to know how you were doing. She exhibited that same character in her restaurant. She walked from table to table. Didn't matter if this celebrity table didn't get more attention than the Jane and John Doe. How are you doing? Do you like the food? What can we do better?
Right. And she was the first black woman to have her own line in a major department store as well. But it was that cooking that really was the moment where she realized something was wrong, just by missing a simple ingredient during a TV appearance, where she realized, okay, something's wrong with me. So take us through the journey of what happened to her once she realized she had Alzheimer's?
Well, you know, Barbara recognized things that none of us recognized. Like that episode where she talked about, she was trying to identify the missing ingredient and she couldn't think of it. We forget stuff every day.
Exactly.
No one picked up on that, but Barbara did. Her antennas were sharp and she knew something was wrong. And so later when she was diagnosed, you know, that same caring energy that she possessed, she took that, she said, what can we do to help others? How can we help African-American women who don't necessarily recognize the signs, or
who are more prone to the disease,
and who are more prone to it, disproportionately affected, in fact. And you know, one of the things that struck me was one day she said in an interview, she said, it's not the worst thing that can happen, but the question is, what can we do about it to help others? Who thinks like that?
Yeah, she took it in stride. And the love that she has for her husband, who was her business partner. I know there was a lot of criticism about him bringing his girlfriend into the home, but didn't she say to him, look, I love you. I want you to go on with your life?
Because that was her nature. And you know, that's what we're really focused on today, and that's what those of us at Essence really want to carry forward. That determined spirit, that, you know, how well she exemplified what it means to master your purpose with distinction. That's a takeaway from a life well lived.
And I want to just play a little bit of a clip of an interview with her and her husband talking about what we just discussed, the impact that this disease has, particular in communities of color. So take a listen to this.
It's a 21st century civil rights issue. 2 out of 3 people with Alzheimer's are women. Women have a 1 in 11 chance of having it, men 1 in 16. Blacks and Latinos are 2 to 3 times more likely to have it.
Then went on to write a book, Before I Forget, Love, Hope, Help, and Acceptance in Our Fight Against Alzheimer's. Was B. Smith aware of her influence and impact that she was having even in her final days?
Oh, she was absolutely aware of her influence. She was aware of her influence as a black model, many first, even in her career as a model, as a lifestyle expert. But most importantly is, how do I channel this now to help people who are suffering from this illness? So she was very aware of that. And she took it upon herself to be an advocate. We have to educate. We have to inform. We have to affirm families who are caring for those who have Alzheimer's. And I thought that that was, you know, one might say that that was very brave, when in a sense it was, but most importantly, it was very characteristic of who Barbara was.
Right. It's a testament to what her soul truly
What her soul truly lived in.
Yeah.
caring and loving on others.
Mikki Taylor, thank you for coming in this morning to discuss this.
for
Really
sharing those
appreciate it.
memories.
And we have the latest issue of Essence magazine, by the way, on sale right now. Thank you again. Appreciate it.